Yo, YouTube, how's it going? Scarface in the building. I want to tell this story of a Tinder story. Uh, this must have been about 2022. I'm not so sure. But I've called it a terrible Tinder story because of alliteration. But yeah, so in between my travels before, I always used to go back to base. So I'd be chilling in London for a bit. So I was only in London for about a month before I switched to my next destination. And then I was like, you know what, let me just hop on, because I don't believe in using dating apps if you live in an environment that you can just go out and talk to women, just go to a social place and talk to people. So I did, but since I was basically a tourist in my hometown, I'm only around for a couple of weeks, I'm not going anywhere. Let me see what's going on. Hopped on the dating app. Was it Hinge or was it Tinder? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure in fact, I've done both of them and have stories on both of them, but this one, from a spiritual perspective. So yeah, I was only in town for, I don't know, 2 weeks to a month. So I was like, let me hop on Tinder. I was talking with this girl and immediately she was extremely sexual. She was very, very sexual. She was always like, yeah, I like it rough. I like this. Everything was immediately sexual. So you get those type of women on dating apps from time to time. And I was just playing along with it. I didn't really care. And at that time, I was staying in a family house. Like, obviously I'm around for a short time. Why am I going to get a hotel? So I was staying in a family house, and big auntie was going on a trip. So it was a free yard, basically. It was a free yard. And long story short, maybe we were talking for a couple of days, 3 days, and I was like, let's FaceTime, because I made a mistake before. You always want to FaceTime before. You always want to see their face and FaceTime them so you know the quality of person that you're getting. So I don't use dating apps anymore. I don't recommend using dating apps unless you're in a country where you don't speak the language. But in general, even then, I'd probably still wouldn't use a dating app. And the reason I don't use dating apps is because of experiences like this. So long story short, it came to Hampton to meet up. And this is back when I was consuming marijuana. Again, I don't recommend marijuana. I would say that I have mastery over marijuana. As a Rasta man who's tried herbs from all across the globe, but marijuana opens up your spirit. It makes you more vulnerable and more susceptible to forces from the spiritual realm, and this both positive forces and negative forces. And I was aware of this even at that time. So when I first started experimenting with the herb, obviously I used to fall into the lower vibrational things, like consuming edibles. And I'm saying this story because it ties into the story, because it's a big part of the story. Smoking, edibles, bongs, I've done it all. But I mean, like, I used to fall into low vibrational things like sex. I would use marijuana for sex, fornication, eating, talking about nonsense, like whatever the typical stuff is, I did. But as I advanced on my spiritual journey, it became more and more dangerous to use in public. And this is what you'll find if you continue to use a herb as you advance spiritually. It can become dangerous. It can become very, very dangerous, especially if you've had certain supernatural experiences like myself. So I got high. So she said, hey, I'll be there at night. She was asking me before she came, can I sleep over? And same thing about, like, with me, the same for girls. Like, when a woman's so eager like that, it definitely makes you like, you don't know me, you've never met me, you never spoke to me on the phone, and you're saying you can sleep over at my house, like, already. Like, I'm thinking, this woman has no fear. That is not normal. Like, for a woman to have never seen you and is happy to sleep over and saying that, yeah, let's sleep over. Like, I was just a bit confused. And I think so I was just a bit confused, I'm not gonna lie. But I was like, yeah, come through. And I got high. I was high and I was talking to my Hinge match on the phone. And the Tinder match was coming over or whatever. And I like the Hinge match, by the way. So she's actually part of the reason why I was like, you know what? Again, I was high, I was in my feelings, whatever it was. Marijuana heightened your experiences on all facets. And I was like, I kind of like this girl. I like the conversation. Why am I meeting with this other girl who I'm not really interested in like that? She just said she wants to come over, basically to fuck, to sleep over. And I just found that super weird, super uncommon. And she had never seen my face. She'd never video called. She was completely against video calls. I was confused. So she said she's on the way, and I was like, look, don't come. I said, look, don't come. I'm high. I think I said on the text, I was like, I'm high. I'm not interested. Like, don't come. And then silence. And then she was like, oh, I only just saw your message. I'm outside. It's okay. Just come out and say hi. And obviously by this time, I'm extremely lifted. And I took an edible. Smoking, you just get a little bit high. You take a serious edible, baked with intention to get fucking high, like you're gonna be ridiculous. I was ridiculously high, walking outside at night, and you'll never catch me doing something like that now. Yeah, so I see her car, she's flashing her, and obviously I gave an address that's not my actual address, but nearby. Never want to give you an exact location, on the road. So I see her car now, and I'm like, walking up to it, and then obviously I'm high, I'm overthinking, I open the door, and something was just telling me not to get inside. I open the passenger, she's sitting in the driver's seat, some Afro beats was playing. Something was telling me not to get inside. I just left the door open for a little while, and then she was like, oh, come inside. And I was like, okay. And I got inside reluctantly. Like, I didn't want to meet her. I told her to cancel, and I later found out, let me not even get into that part. So I got inside the car, door was still open, I didn't shut it. And then I closed the door, and I was talking to her. She was like, oh, what happened? Like, you were okay to meet? And you said, no. You said you got high. And I said, yeah, I got high. Blah, blah, blah. I was asking her a few questions. I said, like, where are you from? I think she said Congo or something. I can't remember her name. Janet was her name. And she was like, yeah, so she was like, that's okay. And she was very sensual and very, like this, she was like that, very sensual. And I think she made physical contact with my arm quite very early on. And she was like, oh, what's the problem? Like, what do you like when you're high? And then I answered her, and I looked her in the eye. And I was very serious, and this is very true. So what you like when you're high? And this is the reason I can't go out. Or like, if I do use the herb, I don't, but if I do use the herb, I would have to be around only people I love or nobody, ideally. And she was like, I said to her, I think about things very deeply. And when I said that, like her hands, like it's like her eyes came down, like she was trying to hypnotize me. And then her hand was like approaching my crotch. And next thing you know, I'm out the car, dread hanging, she's speeding off. And I was running after her. Like, it's like she tried to take something from me. Again, it's the spiritual. Only the real ones are going to understand. It's like she tried to take something from me. She tried to overcome my spirit so that I would be forced to have sex with her. So this was a real life sexual demon, and I was running after her. Next thing you know, I don't know, I think I tried to attack her. I felt like her trying to attack me from a spiritual perspective. And I said, like, it got to her. Next thing you know, she's speeding off, skirting down the road, and I'm running. Who sent you? I'm running after her. This is a crazy story, I know. I'm running after her, like, and this is the thing. I've had a lot of supernatural experiences, some in a sober state and some in an inebriated state. And when I say inebriated, it's usually off drugs. Not really alcohol, but again, there's a reason I can't drink alcohol as well. It's not because of the negative effects on my health. It's from a spiritual perspective. Like, when you start engaging in these things, it opens you up to the spiritual realm and negative forces. Like, if I drink alcohol and I consume alcohol, I have some vodka in the back, and I consume alcohol and I hop out on the street at night, it's not going to be well for me. Like, people are going to be waiting. Like, I haven't drank alcohol in close to 2 years. It's not something that I can do. So yeah, that's what happened. Running. And I don't know what it was, but I could just feel everything. Like, I could just feel like she tried to do something. And spiritual attack's not physical. There was another story that I might share in the future video. It was an old lady, or old witch that tried to attack me. It's not, obviously I could just clip an old lady, but it wasn't a physical battle, it's a spiritual battle. And if you have a weak spirit, you've got no chance. I'm not going to go gym with this rain. I'm going to do a home workout probably. But yeah, that's what happened. And I later found out, because I was super curious on that experience, so I still maintained a bit of conversation with her. She still didn't want to FaceTime. She said, I never experienced something like that. Oh my gosh, I want to come back. I want to meet. Like, what? Like, guys, I can't make this shit up. And then, yeah, she later told me that she saw my message, but she was like, she's just going to come anyway. Later, she told me that she saw the message saying, don't come. She said she's just going to come anyway and say that she only saw it late. So I don't know what you want to attribute to this experience, but hey man, this reality is what happened.